isn't it? And we are going higher every day. Well, lecture's supposed to start 15 minutes ago. But however, we know that yesterday we were within our time, but we have to merge two sessions together to be able to cover what we intended. What I decided is, when I was looking at this area, I decided that I will not rush you. Wherever I get to, in July, ministers' meeting, we will continue. Because I felt very much that I need to be very much thorough in the things that I teach you, so that you will have every information necessary to use. So we will go, as slowly as we can. But don't worry, I'm sure that you have been very highly informed. And I'm so glad with the comments that we have been receiving from among you and from those on the internet, because while we are doing our live program like now, people who have connected all over the world, who will join, they keep on writing their comments as we go. Some of the comments is expressing amazement that, the things that are structured to teach those who are chief executives of conglomerates and, directors, of big organizations, to turn their company around is being taught to ministers. That is one of the amazements. But I want to say that, to me, I will look at Christianity as an industry, and I will look at it with the spectacle of the longest and most successful industry that ever existed on planet Earth. In the sense that Jesus came 2,000 years ago to sell a commodity that is called salvation. And I look at salvation as a commodity that is essential for humanity. And I look at a man called Jesus, who started his industry in the smallest village, in the smallest county in the land of Israel. Nazareth, that is being deemed to be hopeless, and Galilee, that is deemed to be the lowest. So therefore, how could a man have a mandate to spread around the whole world? But he was born in the lowest clan and the lowest village, and yet the whole world buy his commodity. And I began to investigate from all the intellectual reasoning that is available for us on the planet Earth today, that people who have, established organizations that have thrived over hundreds of years only adopted a little part of who, Jesus Christ. Though many of them do not know him, but I am confident that those who are the originators of those initiatives were people who read Bible. Because, Christians should know this. There are many intellectual people who read Bible. One of them is Indira Gandhi. And Indira Gandhi particularly said that the key to his success is the doctrine of Jesus Christ. There's another man that was mentioned by Donald Trump yesterday from India, who is one of the great people of India. And when Donald Trump quoted the statement of this man, it is the statement of Jesus Christ. Now, this is my concern. If those who are very, very successful on earth, renowned people, quoted Jesus Christ, and a number of them, like Richard Branson, when he was interviewed publicly on television, that was the key to your success. He said, cast your bread on the water and you have it back plenty. Now, and that is the book of Ecclesiastes. Now, how could these people who are not Christians take just a little part of Christ And every covenant that God promised for prosperity, for being famous, for being great, was manifest in their lives. And yet you have Christians looking up themselves, praying day and night, nothing is happening. And I discovered that the reason why God sent me to go and learn human knowledge at this time of my age is because the Lord wanted to call the attention of the church to the very nitty-gritty of what made him what he is still today, which the present age church need to know, so that we also can, achieve the same thing. Not only on the church level, but in our industry, in our career, in our pursuits. Is it not unto us, the Bible says in the book of Numbers, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 12. Let us say it very quickly. What does it say? God said to two people, the Jews and the Christians, that you will lend to many nations and borrow from none. The Jews are doing it, but the church of God is not. Something is badly wrong. Because any covenant God made to the Israelites is to the church. Look at the next verse as well. What did he say? Shall we read it together, please? I think that scripture is even stricter, because the scripture says that God will make us head. Not only that, but it told us that the condition of it is to follow everything that he had taught. Correct? And then he said we will be on the top and we will never be beneath. But look at the people who sit at the pews of churches all over the world. Show me how many of them is fulfilling it. The church have bundles of people. Of course, a number of people are grasping it and running, but we have more majority of people who are just sitting doing nothing, not really fulfilling the gospel. And because of that, the church is struggling financially. I believe very much that the reason for it is what I'm teaching you. And I believe that if this lecture will go to the air for the entire church of God on earth, it will balance the top and the bottom. That is, it will balance the pulpit, arm them with the adequate information, and it will help the members also to be able to reach the potentials that God has given them. So, the reason why our main focus in this session is high impact leadership. Now, 2 days ago, that's today is Thursday or Tuesday, I started to introduce you to the 3 leadership theories. And the first one I told you was the micro level of leadership. And the second one is the meso level of leadership. And we look at the macro level. The micro level is the personal leadership. That is the personal level of leadership. That is you as a leader. It focuses on you as a leader. And I remember that I gave you an example of you as a father of your house or the mother of your house. That is the place where the application of that begins. But micro level of leadership refers to you, the person, as a single person. Then the meso level, it refers to you as a team leader. Either you are applying that to your family, or you're applying that to a team leader in the church, or you're applying that to you in your office, and you have a team of people in your office. They could be 10, they could be 20, they could be 100, they could be 1,000. And then the third one is macro level of leadership, which is talking about systemic and organizational or global leadership. And that's talking about you as a CEO of a conglomerate. You have businesses, you are heading businesses that are not just local to your country. If it is your country, you have branches all over the country that you have to oversee. Or maybe you are overseeing a regional operation, or maybe you are now in charge of a company that has outfits in various countries. Now, if you look at the scriptures I read to you from Deuteronomy, I think it says that the Lord will make you head, not the tail. Deuteronomy 28:13. If you pay attention to the commands of the Lord your God that I will give you today and carefully follow them, you will always be at the top and never beneath, at the bottom. But we all agree and understand that we start our life from the bottom. Somebody has to teach you and I anything that we know. And having not been taught, we are